Okay. Last time we played, we were in Faerun, as always. We're in the country of Cormyr, just at the edge of the vast swamp. Which is right here. You guys just plunged the Tomb of Chonis, coming away with a little bit of gold and wealth. Um, and you guys have discussed it and decided that the best place to sell these items and get your best profit is going to be from in Derloon, which is over here. It's a city-state. It is kind of in between Cormyr and Symbia, not really associated with either one. It's independent. And because one thing that has occurred that you guys may or may not know, depending on where you're from, is that the country of Cormyr requires adventurers to be licensed. And none of you are licensed, so what you've got is contraband. So you kind of need to, in order to fence it, so to speak, you'll need to go to Derloon. Besides which, Dreamer's Rock, Monk's Blade, Battle Rise won't really have. You guys have played Skyrim, I'm sure, and you know when you've got like bags full of loot from the dungeon and you want to go sell it to the one trader, but he's only got 700 gold and runs out very quickly, kind of thing. You need to go to a bigger city. So this is where the adventure starts. And actually, we've got a similar cast. We have. Let me get you guys out. And then you guys can tell us a little bit about yourselves again. We've got a new guy with us, and all I'm going to ask you to do is kind of like describe what you think your character looks like. And I'm going to show the picture so you'll have something to base it on. And then basically from there, you're role-playing the character. Morgrim has changed, and he has a real name now. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay. My character is Ulrig Jonbringa. He's a dwarf and quite raw fish dwarf. Is some kind of Lathander cleric. Has nice fondness for beer and spirits in general. He's a nice guy, almost chaotic, but he has always good intentions.
Good. And you do actually have the horn on your belt, I see in the picture. Is that right?
Yeah, of course.
Cool. Do you have any religious symbols on you?
Yeah, that's the Lathander symbol on the coat, hidden by the beard.
Ah, I see it.
And it's depicted on the shield as well. That's the cleric's focus, the shield.
Yeah, that makes sense. And that's the rising sun is the symbol, is that right?
The rising sun and path on the center.
Got it. I was trying to see if I had a picture of it, and I don't, but that's okay. Maybe next time I'll get that set up. Okay, next in line is Rowan.
Yeah, Rowan looks like as her picture. Don't wear any armor because it is only necessary to cover up the important parts. She is she left her tribe because of more important things, and yeah, she fights for the greater good and protects the ones that are physically weaker because she is very strong.
Yeah, which is pretty much everybody, right?
And yeah, pretty much everybody is weaker than me. That's right. And she kinda has a thing for the the good things in life, like drinking, booze.
I think Holrig and Rowan
So
are
yeah,
fast friends.
yeah. I guess me and Herrick should make a drinking contest in the next bar we get in.
And then Maylil, just as much as you're comfortable description-wise.
So yeah, see, I'm is that a female or male character?
It's a female character.
Okay, yeah, just to be sure.
Mhm.
So I am a human monk who lived in a temple where it was not allowed to talk very much, so the social skills that I have are very limited. But I do tend to have started to enjoy the life out of the temple. So the choice of everyday life. I have long red hair and a brown coat and a bag full of stuff. It seems. uh, I'm wielding a staff, or is what's that weapon? Uh,
It is a staff in the picture, but I think as far as your abilities go, you've got a short sword.
okay.
And otherwise you can attack with fists and feet as well as anything else.
Mhm.
Okay. So the storyline is you guys, well, I just told you the storyline. We are headed to Dairloon,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And that is a journey of about 100 miles. So you guys have a few days of travel, and it is on a well-used road, the Way of the Manticore, which you can see if I move you guys just a little. That's the name of that big thoroughfare. It connects Cormyr to Symbia. And when you guys get to, let's see, you pass through Monk's Blade, and then you get to Battle Rise. You may stay the night there. The next day after that, I'm just kind of fast forwarding you guys to the action. You're getting to the place where you're going to cross the Darkflow River coming down out of a vast swamp, and you spot smoke on the horizon to the south along the river.
Is it a lot of smoke?
I am going to move you here. Give me just a moment, and then here. Give me a moment, and one more moment, and I will put you guys on there so that everybody can see. And then hide that. Okay.
By the way, should we subtract rations, or did we just eat in the small towns we just came by?
Yeah, you would probably have just eaten in, whatever was being offered at the local inns on your way. So what you're seeing is this.
Ooh.
Looks like some smoke, yeah?
Very distinguishable, and it's not far off the road. Would you guys like to go and check it out?
Definitely, there might be someone in need of our help.
Yes.
Very good. Okay. So you guys strike out off the road and down into kind of a marshy, swampy area, and then into a stand of trees. You lose sight of the smoke, but you do notice a small farmstead ahead of you in the trees in the forest, and some figures are there, and they seem to be doing something obscene around an active fire. One of the structures is on fire, and a rite seems to be some kind of evil ceremony is taking place. So I'm going to move you guys again. I'm going to put you in order here. You guys are right there. It's daylight, so you have full view. I'm going to scroll the screen around, so don't move the screen. I'll just kind of do a quick once over. What you're seeing as far as the black lines, that's you can't see through the trees. So I just put that they block line of sight. To your stage right is the river itself. And then through the trees to the southeast is this farm. And you can see something unnatural is happening there. You can see one of them quite clearly. It's this one. And you all have seen or are at least aware of orcs. That is an orc with a bow. And I don't know if you can see this. Yes, you can. There is an elderly woman with an arrow sticking out of her back, face down in the dirt in a pool of blood. So you kind of have an idea of what's happening here. You guys can now move freely.
Okay.
Since I came around a lot of things, do I notice anything? What kind of people there are? Maybe I've seen something like this before.
Yeah, you can make a perception check. And you're wanting to see what you know about the people. Very good. So I'm going to bring you here again, and what you're seeing is, let me get my pointer out. You've got this, whatever this is. It's hard to see from where you are through the forest what's going on, but you see there are two humans. They look to be farmers. They are bound with their hands behind their backs, and they are on their knees. You got this guy, and you got this guy. And then standing right behind them with a curved knife is another orc that is missing an eye. I'm gonna put you guys back, ping you back to here. Okay, go ahead.
I have no. Oh wait, I do. I was just the wrong thing.
Well,
I'm moving forward.
yeah. Did I mention you that my village, the monastery, and everything was burnt down to the ground?
No, you haven't mentioned.
Yeah, it was a very unfortunate event. Maybe
What was the
Yes.
reason for it to burn down?
I don't know. I just know that someday I saw the sun was rising from the wrong side, and that was an arson. And I found the village all burnt down, and there's nothing to do. There was nothing I could do. I ran away, took what I could from the village. That was many days ago. Maybe this one are somehow connected to the one who burnt down my hermitage.
Okay, you guys all see where Rowan is, basically just you're at the edge of the trees, but still in the trees, so you have plenty of cover. If you come out into the field, you will be obvious to be seen. And if you move around the perimeter, I will want you to make stealth checks, basically for each 30 feet you go, to see how well hidden you remain.
Can I understand if the woman near me with the arrow in the back is dead or not?
Make a medicine check. And Rowan, you're fine. They all have their backs to you, so you have not been spotted yet. Yes, she is dead.
So
There's too much blood outside of her body.
Okay, so I whisper, nothing we can do for this one. Maybe we can try and save the other ones.
Oh my god.
You guys can see the structure clearly burning, smoke rising into the sky. And now that you're close enough, I'll give you a description of that ceremony that's occurring. So right here, what you've got is, let me get my pointer again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 with the one in the center. People, they are impaled onto pikes driven into the ground, and their bellies have been cut open and their intestines strung from one to the next, creating kind of a web of entrails. And their blood has been used to create kind of an arcane circle on the ground. And you can see this figure with its hands up towards the circle, and it is chanting something in an odd language that I don't think any of you know. You can tell me what your languages are, and I'll tell you if you understand it.
Okay. Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, Orc. Is that what?
In Tim's, you'll find your languages at the bottom left on your character sheet. Rowan, you do not know what language this is. Holrig, you do not know what language it is. And I'm pretty sure Melil does not either. Let's see.
By the way, can
Yes.
I try this one using it on a ritual?
Yes, and that's something that I wanted to mention as well with rituals. They do take 10 minutes to cast if you cast them as a ritual. Are you willing to wait 10 minutes or commit that amount of time?
No. So
I don't think we have the time, Eric.
we have it, they don't. The ones lying on the ground.
I think we have the time, but they don't. They have that time.
Yeah. So I use bless on us.
I'm
they
not within
notice?
30 feet of you.
We could say he
No.
cast it before you stepped away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So Melil, I am going to put an icon on your token. It is this one. I'm going to do the same for Rowan. I use the same tokens for certain spells and such. Ulrich, I'll go ahead and do yours as well. That wings with the halo means bless. You are blessed, and that means you add 1d4 to all attack rolls and saves.
So is Rowan going around them and we're staying with Ulrich?
You do not have to stay close to him anymore now that it's on you.
Yeah.
If I understood you correctly. And yeah. Yeah, you guys are good where you're at. Keep going.
Ulrich, can you give me that shield just in case?
I use it for my spells.
Yeah, and also unfortunately, Shield of Faith is concentration, and so is Bless, and you can only concentrate on one spell at a time.
Okay.
So you gotta pick.
Okay. No, that's fine.
Shield
Bless
of Faith.
is way better.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Well,
Let
then
me
let's see if I can step
I
behind
can
the house.
give you Sanctuary, but you can't attack, or you would waste it. So
Yes. Sanctuary, that is correct.
Am I able to to walk around here?
Yes. All right, you guys see Rowan disappear on the backside of the house. She's moving very quietly and cautiously. What do the other two of you would want to do?
Now, I am near.
There seems to be 2 icons of me, or is that?
Wait.
There are 2 of you?
Yeah.
Oh. Yes, they are.
That's weird. Okay. Let me get rid of that one. So
Okay.
for a brief moment, Maylil had minor mirror image cast on her for some inexplicable reason.
Can I see this one now?
Yeah, you poke your head around the corner of Rowan and you can see them much more clearly. I'm going to flash their pictures up. You've got this one. His axe is bloodied, and his mouth as well, because he was cutting the entrails and tying them around the fane. And at the same time, he would reach in, grab a handful of guts, and then shove it into his mouth. And down here to the south is this one as well, wearing the bones of some previous victim.
Okay. Now I try to get their attention using
I'm ready in action.
Sounds good.
using this spell, and my voice will sound more loud, and then I say, "What the fuck are you doing? Lathander sees you."
As one, the orc's heads jerk up and turn around to look at you. This one's mouth drops open and it lets out a wail of fury and aggression. Go ahead and roll initiative.
Since I've readied an action.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do surprise round. That's a good point. Go ahead and get initiatives on the board, and then we will give you guys a surprise round. I'm going to roll initiative for each orc so that I don't lose track.
So where do I roll? Or
Do you see on your character sheet at the near the top, it will say the word initiative. You actually click the word to roll it. Or when you've got your... Oh, it doesn't. Let me fix this for you. Oh, it doesn't have it. Yeah, just do it, click it that way in the character sheet. I can click it for you if you have trouble. Here, let me move you to core, and then click initiative. You got quite a good initiative.
Oh.
where is it again? Is it?
Did you find it?
Not yet.
That's okay. I'm still getting the rest of the stuff set up here.
Oh yeah, I got find it.
Yeah, there it is. Between AC and speed, the layout isn't always intuitive on that character sheet. And 18. Okay, still quite good. And I needed one more for Bless, which only lasts for 10 rounds. All right. As it turns out,
select the token.
So we can all make a turn due to surprise, right?
correct. Maylil, what's that? Holrig, what were you saying?
That Tim didn't select the character, so... Or did he?
Yeah, it's on there.
You're
It's got
in.
it.
You're in.
Oh,
You have rolled a 10. Scroll a bit down. It's a lot of enemies.
Okay. And here we are.
Yeah, so it is a surprise round. Maylil, you are the fastest. You hear Holrig booming his voice out. The orcs turn around to respond. What do you do in the moment you have before they attack.
Okay, so what options do you have?
With your turn, you can move your speed as a move action, which is for you 40 feet. That actually gets you right next to the archer. And then you have an action and a bonus action. As a monk, you can use your bonus action to spend a key point, and that's on your green bar, meaning you have 2 of them, in order to attack 3 times in a rapid flurry. And you can use your action to simply attack, either with your short sword or with punches and kicks.
But I'm too far away, right? For any...
You can move 40 feet.
Yeah, you can rush forward 40 feet. A normal human can only move 30 feet, but because of your monk abilities, you're able to move much more rapidly.
Okay. And do you have any spells?
You do not have spells.
Okay.
Only the key point that I mentioned before, and there, I clicked that in the chat window for you.
I'll move to the archer, like this.
Okay.
And I understand I can either use a short sword or use fists, right?
Right, and the short sword would be to your advantage because it's a D6 damage, whereas your fists are only a D4 at this point.
And what was with the green bar? What does?
So after you attack, after you hit, you can spend one of those, one of your 2 key points to either take a dodge action, increasing your defenses, or you can hit the archer 2 more times.
And that's for the entire session, or does it go away?
Once you use those 2, you get them back after a short rest, which is like between fights, like 5-10 minutes to catch your breath.
Okay. So I'll attack the archer.
Okay.
My shot. So do I need to click for that?
Yeah. Just click the word short sword, and it will roll attack and damage. A critical hit. Well done.
Nice.
Ooh.
So you come up behind that orc just as she is turning and raising her bow to point it at Holrig. You come up underneath and stab through her armpit and into her chest, puncturing a lung. She is barely clinging to life at this point. And then Maylil, that was a move and an action. Do you want to do a defense or a flurry of blows or end your turn there?
I'll do a flurry of blows then.
Probably a good choice. Now you can hit unarmed attack 2 times. Unfortunately, they have missed. The orc pitches forward in an odd way, and neither of your other 2 attacks have connected. I minus one of them. Oh, hold on. You have bless.
Yeah.
Roll a d4 and add 1d4 to both of those attacks. There's a dice roller on your menu on the left, or you can just type /roll 1d4.
Dice roller on the left.
Yeah, it's the next to last one.
The fancy looking dice.
On the course sheet? Or?
Second to last on the bottom of
it's
the top left row there. Where you have your cursor, the brush, the...
It's not on your character sheet,
glass.
It's on the toolbar.
Okay.
You see that?
In
Okay,
the
T4.
game screen.
Awesome.
Like this?
That perfect. That makes it a hit and a kill. Well done. So you rush forward, and it would seem that you're going to miss, but there is some divine guidance that pushes your fist to the right spot, connecting with her chin. You hear her teeth crunch in her head. She falls to the ground and does not get back up. Okay, roll initiative one more time, Maylil, to show that your turn is over. And to random up the next round. We don't know how it's going to be. Awesome.
Wow.
All right. Surprise round. Rowan, go ahead with your surprise.
I'm walking to this guy. And I'm gonna rage. and attack him with my greatsword.
That hits. And just like before, it buries into his shoulder, crushing his clavicle, but he does not die.
That's my surprise attack.
Awesome.
And you want this, right?
Yes, thank you. And finally, Holrig.
Okay. So I'm gonna move. So. Yeah. Wait. And use my sacred flame on this one.
Okay. A dexterity save. Here comes my ugly save macro. He fails and is soul racked for 5 points of radiant damage. Oh, hold on. You can't see his health bar. Let me fix that. There you go.
Okay. Then I will use my...
There's a lot of damage. Health.
I cast Sanctuary on Maelil.
Okay.
And then I'm done.
All right, and just so you know, to be sure that that's what you wanted to do, that spell will cancel if Maelil attacks. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Okay. All right, then let's... An actual turn. Maelil, you are still the fastest. What do you do?
Ah, I saw the other token. Okay.
So can I look around who is left still?
Yes. Yeah, you've got this orc back here, this orc that Rowan is attacking, this one that's got a knife to this man's throat, and then this hooded, cloaked figure. Does not appear to be a normal size for an orc. It's quite a bit shorter and thinner, but is also kind of covered head to toe.
I'll move to this one here, the gray. And use my short sword.
Very good. You rush forward and pierce the orc. You manage to draw some blood from its midsection, but it does not even come close to killing it.
That's unfortunate. And I'll try my fists again, or the...
Okay. Go ahead and roll 2 unarmed strikes. Okay, the second one definitely hits. Roll a 1d4 for your bless on the middle one. This orc is more heavily armored. Didn't help, that does hit. Okay. 6 more damage and 8 more damage. You let out a quick flurry of punches and kicks. That orc is now bruised and bloodied. And then that's all you can do, I believe. So go ahead and roll initiative to show the end of your turn, Maelil. Thank you. And then this orc down here screams at the top of his lungs, rushing towards Rowan. And Where's his great axe? There he is. Drops the axe. And hits.
Yep.
I know you have resistance to that, so that's 3 slashing, right?
Oh, he didn't really. He didn't roll a critical.
No. Close.
Close, yeah.
And
I
then
thought at first.
it'll highlight green if it's a critical. So you're okay for that one. Rowan, go ahead.
I'm attacking the same one as before. Is that enough?
Yes. You extract your great sword from him, heave it over your head, and drop it again. Finally, cleaving an arm from his body, he falls into the dirt and doesn't get back up.
It's my turn.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. All right. This one, you're not sure what it says. It has a feminine voice. And
the thing you created doesn't actually work, in my opinion. Right, let me check my sheet. Yeah, it should be a 22.
yeah, that's because your sheet isn't set up. You
Yeah.
kind of have to do either one or the other, so it's not including your
Yeah,
attributes or anything.
then I'm using the other one, not that
Go ahead.
setup thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. Go ahead and roll that if you'd like. It's fine, or I can just adjust yours. 20 be 22,
add
right?
the 2. That would be very nice.
Yep, got 22. So this one, in a feminine voice, curses. You don't know what she says, but it's definitely a curse. And she runs away.
Oh.
Headed for the forest to the southwest. Okay. Oh, she needs an initiative. Okay. That orc is dead. Okay, and this guy is going to cast, as a bonus action, he's going to cast Spiritual Weapon, causing an axe that glows with an angry red light to appear next to you, Maylil, and slice at you. And he rolled a 16 to hit you against your AC of 17 is a miss. So then he will cuss in Orcish. You guys can hear, or most of you who understand Orc, he said shit, and tries to stab you with a spear. That one will definitely hit, Maylil. Unfortunately, as I said before, highlighted in green means it's a critical hit. Maylil takes 17 piercing damage.
Ouch.
It impaled her on the spear. It grins, spitting, a little bit of spittle comes out of its mouth as it hisses and wrenches its spear back out of her body.
Oh.
And he will roll a new initiative. One more down from Bless, and Holrig, go ahead.
Okay. I will move to here. And then try with a melee attack.
All right. You bring the hammer around, and your footing was a little off. The impact wasn't very hard, and it bounces off of that orc's armor. He is wearing ringmail.
Roll a d4.
Even so,
Oh.
it's bounced off of his ringmail.
Okay. So, I'm done.
All right. Round 3. Rowan, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm attacking the one that foolishly got into my range. Does a 15 hit?
I think 15 hits on the nose. It does. He is. Nope, 13's his AC. It definitely hits for 13 damage.
If not, it's a 17.
Yeah. Yep. You took a big chunk out of him, but he is roaring, and he is in the blood fury, and wants to kill you as much as you want to kill him. He's still alive. Okay. He will simply return the attack, swinging around with his greatsword, and missed.
Yep.
Easy enough. Initiative. He's going to circle you, though, coming around to here. And the heavily armored one is going to have his spiritual weapon slice again at Maelil. That misses once again, but it is going to turn and attack Holrig. It's going to step one space here so that you guys are no longer flanking him. Because he hasn't left your reach, he does not provoke an opportunity attack.
Yeah.
And he grins at you, Holrig. He's laughing in this weird kind of a coughing, huffing sound that you realize is laughter. And he says in very bad common, probably very bad dwarven, "You are too late." And he tries to stab you, and does so. He skewers Holrig as well.
Yeah.
For 9 piercing. And Holrig, you'll have to make a Constitution save to maintain concentration on Bless. You have failed. Bless shimmers and falls away. Oh no, you can make a yeah. You were absolutely right. That's all you need. DC 10.
Phew.
That's close. So if you would, minus those 9 hit points off, and you keep your spell. Well done. And that orc will roll a new initiative.
So it's -9. Let me see. Yeah.
Perfect. And then I'm going to ping you guys down here. She continues her escape, disappearing off into the trees. I'm going to roll a stealth check for her. It's kind of clunky, but she gets a 26 stealth. Vanishes. Maelil, go ahead. I want to ping you guys back. You are up here.
Okay. So after being spared so brutally, she's not so motivated anymore, and will try to run away behind the tree, like here.
Okay. As one of your actions, you can use a disengage to prevent him from making an opportunity attack as you leave. Otherwise, he will get a free shot at you. Are you okay with using your action to disengage?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So Maelil withdraws, a tactical retreat. And then re-roll initiative. I think that's all you can do with your turn, so if you could re-roll initiative. And Holrig, go ahead.
Wait, where's my turn? I rolled a 10.
Ah, I don't know what happened there.
I
Go ahead,
didn't get
Rowan.
Sorted. Yeah. I'm gonna take the hopefully
Holrig.
last hit on that.
Yes.
Yes.
You bring the axe around, or the sword around, and chop it into his midsection. He doubles over onto your blade, and you slice it out, nearly cutting him in half.
And I'm moving here.
All right, now Holrig. Sorry about that.
Okay. I will take place here. And then try with another melee attack. And that's nice.
Well done. He will roll a Constitution save to keep spiritual weapon. He keeps it. Okay.
It's not
His spiritual weapon not? Wasn't remembering. It's not, that's right. Never mind. Okay, Holrig, is that all you're doing with that turn?
Yeah.
Very good hit. You could feel rib bones crunching under the impact of your hammer for 11 bludgeoning damage.
That's the token. I always forgot about that.
It still works. It still looks like it's catching it. And then round 4, Holrig, you're going back to back. Go again.
I will show him more blessings from Lathander. This and with this.
Even with that, you're just not quite able to punch through his ringmail armor.
Oh. Man, I'm not.
All right. Very good.
I'm just yelling to the dwarf. Don't let me pick you up again.
You see the glowing axe approach you, Rowan, and slice at you, but it missed. Because the orcs.
roll of the axe.
Yeah, it probably doesn't.
Yeah.
So the problem is we only have, for the compendium, the spells that are in the SRD. But like I told you guys before, I had this whole system built before there were character sheets, before there was an SRD, way back when by 5e first came. So it's a whisper to me. I rolled a 13, which does not hit you.
Well, especially if you say it didn't hit me, I just trust you.
I do want to set them up so that you guys see them, so that at least 2 people are seeing the spells, but I'd have to go through every spell. So
yeah.
So the orc does continue to battle Holrig himself, though. He will try to stab again and hits. Holrig survives it, but another 10 piercing damage. One thing I forgot last round, and I apologize, but it's happening now.
Yeah, the Constitution.
The magic circle begins to glow.
Ooh.
Nope. Bless keeps itself going. Lathander smiles upon you.
As always.
And let me roll the initiative for him. And Maylil, go ahead.
So still bleeding. She's not sure what to do in this case. Can she check what the diagram is doing?
Check. Yes. Roll a religion check for me.
Okay.
You're not sure on that. Roll an Arcana check. Let's see what you know. Let's see what Maylil knows from many years of study in the temple. You know that this, you've seen this sort of diagram before. It is blood magic, one of the most forbidden kinds of magic. And this one seems to be planar in nature. It looks like they're trying to open a gateway of some sort, using blood as the, or sacrifice as the fuel for it. One thing you guys do notice that as the arcane circle starts to flare to life, you realize with horror that the victims impaled around it are not dead. They begin writhing and moaning in pain as the circle lights up.
Oh. That's quite unfortunate.
And Maylil, I tell you what,
Can
here,
I move?
yeah, you can move and attack as normal, but if you wanted to keep your distance, we could give you a sling and let you do ranged attacks if you're more comfortable with that.
But can she heal herself, or is?
Unfortunately, no, not in combat. You'd have to wait till out of combat to do like first aid.
But can she go and check what the corpses are doing in the?
Yeah. You mean these corpses, the circle?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you see them writhing in pain. You know that their blood is fueling whatever foul magic the circle is doing. What does Maylil want to do to interrupt that? If she wants to interrupt it. I don't want to assume. You may want to see something happen.
So she'll move to one of those corpses here.
Okay.
And let's see what she can do. Is the corpse somehow tied or in place?
The corpses are impaled onto pikes, so they're moaning in pain. The pike is kind of shoved through their midsection, up underneath their chest, and then their bellies are cut open with their intestines slopped out and then tied around in a circle, stretched around the area. So they're not really tied to their posts, they're more impaled on them and slowly dying that way.
So can she hack at the pike?
Yes.
With her sword? Okay.
Ooh, that's unfortunate. So a red means it's a fumble. You rolled a natural 1. So what happens is Maylil steps forward, and as soon as your foot touches the circle there, a flash of bright light arcs out between you and the sword. It's like a static discharge onto the sword, sending a jolt up your arm. There seems to be some magic stopping you from interfering with what's happening in the circle.
Okay. So I think that's about it, what she can do?
Yeah, I agree. Go ahead and roll initiative, and let's see, that orc is dead. Bless has 6 turns. Rowan, go ahead.
I'm stepping forward to the orc to give him his last blow. Does a 14 hit if I roll a 4? I doubt, right?
No, it would not.
Wait.
You flanking?
Am I flanking?
You are not,
because
but if you wanted to go here, you would.
He's turned towards the...
It has to be straight across, but you can move here, and then, yeah, you'd be flanking.
Is it okay for you?
Go ahead.
If I would still move there? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So does a 17 hit?
Yes. And so you guys know, I know my token says there are no take-backsies. Basically, I'm okay with you guys doing take-backs on your turn. Once you roll initiative and it's not your turn, then no more take-backs. So you're okay to say flanking there definitely hits and kills.
There you go.
The flaming axe shimmers and disappears.
Now, are those people
towards these?
alive?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. At this point, no more threats are obvious to you guys, so I'm ending the initiative order. It's just you and the circle now, but it does kind of pulsate regularly. The lights increase and decrease coming from the ground.
I'm gonna try and release the prisoners here.
Okay.
Untie them or whatever.
They are impaled onto pikes.
No, these two.
Oh, those two. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, they're simply bound with rope, hempen rope, and so you can easily cut them free.
And I'm asking them what's going on here. What is this all about?
Both of the men are wide-eyed in terror and panic. As soon as you cut them free, they shriek and run away. They shriek something like, "It approaches."
Where's my attack of opportunity?
Now, if you
No,
want to
I'm
attack
kidding.
them, you can. But
No,
okay.
no.
So does Melil know anything about this? How to stop? Or did he just know?
Maylil, go ahead and try again. So that you had that little a bad roll. Try the same thing again, where you were going to hack down the another short sword attack to hack down the pike.
Okay.
Stealing her resolve against whatever the magic here is, Maylil chops at the pike, and it does sever, and that body on that side slumps over and to the ground. You guys hear a shriek, but it's in your head. You don't actually hear it in your ears, and none of the corpses seem to be shrieking. The lights of the circle immediately go dim, like so. All of the bodies stop writhing, and they kind of go limp. But then you see them slowly start to wiggle again.
Can I check if they are alive or maybe undead?
Yes. Roll a... What kind of check?
Medicine?
Medicine will work, yeah. They are now dead. You can tell that each body is not breathing or respiring, but they are still moving, so you would assume, like you correctly assumed, undead.
Okay. So these
That's
are
unfortunate.
these are abominations.
Yeah, that's.
So here's what happens.
Like that you end their misery.
Give me just a moment. And here, what happens is each of you can spend your hit die if you want. All you do is click the hit die word, and it will roll to heal you. That changes you -1 off the blue bar and add those hit points to your red bar. So you guys have like a moment to catch your breath, get some hit points back, because each of those corpses is now on the move.
I'm not gonna spend this time to use a hit die.
So where is that hit die?
I think it's right in the middle.
I'm telling I'm telling Herrick and Maylil to go behind me.
I got.
And I'm also readying an action.
Okay, so Maylil, what happens there is you -1 off the blue bar. I'll do that for you, and then +7 to the red bar. Okay, you may want to spend another hit die. Very good.
Yeah. That's nice.
Okay, so I did your paperwork, Maylil. You are nearly full health and feeling much better. And same with Holrig.
Yeah. Now, can I use a spell immediately?
Yes.
And here it is. How can I? I use turn undead. Let me see. How can I?
Fantastic. DC 13 Wisdom save. I'm going to start at the top one and go clockwise, okay? DC 13 Wisdom. The top one makes a save. The one to the east makes a save. I see that he did. He rolled a 17. Actually, a 19.
Yeah.
The one to the south does not. He has turned. The one to the west does not. So you got these two are turned. I'm going to give them the fear icon. It's this one. Okay. And Holrig, if you could, what does that look like when you turn undead?
Well, I show the shield with the thunder symbol, and I just say, "Go the fuck away from here." And that is...
Cool. Everybody go ahead and roll initiative for a new fight. And I have a small.
Can I have a preemptive attack? Because Rowan is not happy with what she saw, and as soon as they began to move again, she would have slashed them.
So far, Rowan is going first. So one of my favorite expressions is that the dice will tell the story. And so I imagine Rowan is going to go first, which will pretty much look like a preemptive strike. The trouble you get into is when everybody wants to do a preemptive strike, and there isn't enough room. Okay, let me get the turn counter on there. Okay, and I've got each of the zombies, by the way. Let's take a look at our new cast of characters. There's one. Here's another. The south one, not much left of him, unfortunately. And a repeat on the west. Yeah. So, yeah, pretty obvious just to look at them. Whatever foul magics were happening here have ended by doing a reversal of polarities of life and death on these poor souls. Rowan, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm moving here and attack this one. My rage is gone, I assume.
You could rage again if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm raging again.
Actually, doesn't it last a minute?
Well, yeah, but it.
Oh, so many times not attack.
I don't attack, or nobody attacks me.
Right.
And,
yeah, you can reactivate it now, no problem.
Yeah, I did.
Did you also do reckless?
No, unfortunately, I didn't.
Okay.
But it's okay.
Definitely hits. Zombies do not dodge. And you were hitting this one, right?
No.
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 This one. The one that isn't turned. Got it. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was moving the.
I want to have my attack of opportunity from that one.
God. Oh, right. Of course. I was moving the two villagers further away and missed who you wanted to hit. So it looks like 13. A good slash on that one. And is that it for Rowan?
Yeah, sorry.
No problem. You guys can see that as the zombies die, the muscles in their bodies just go completely lax, allowing the pikes to impale them all the way to where their feet actually touch the ground, and they begin walking, dragging the pikes along with them, still being impaled. Except for, of course, the two that have been turned. This one, the one you guys are waiting for, turns to run away. Rowan and Holrig both get opportunity attacks.
Oh, of course.
A good chop for 10 damage. Hey,
nice.
that was... yeah, Lathander...
Agreed.
Yeah, right? Lathander has spoken on that one. You see a golden light erupt from the Warhammer as it connects with the head of that zombie, splattering brains and skull in all directions. That one will not be getting back up. And this one also will begin shambling away 20 feet, and then it has to dash if it has no other option. So it continues to shamble south.
How
Holrig, your
far
turn.
do they run away from him?
Their speed is 20.
Right?
Yeah,
No, the max fearing distance.
Good question.
Can willingly move to a space within 30 feet of
Yes.
her.
So now, next round, it'll be able to move around, but it can't willingly get any closer than 30 feet to Holrig,
Yeah.
which I'm going to do a cool thing here.
Yeah, give him a circle.
Yeah, you guys can see.
Yeah.
Um,
Nice one.
That's not enough. What? Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Holrig.
Okay, go away, you abomination. And then put myself here and try another melee attack on this one. Ho ho ho.
Man, you are crit happy today.
What? Someone paid roll 20 again.
Or the dice are telling the story. Lathander is here. He's among us, laying rest to the dead.
And that's my turn.
Cool. All right. That one is not scared of you, Holrig. It turns. It kind of struggles to turn because the pike is like stuck on the ground as it's twisting towards you, but it still tries to reach out and get a hold of you, and it cannot do so. It like grabs your shield and you're able to shove it back away. Maylil, go ahead.
Okay, so I will move here and hit it with the short sword.
Yeah. Oh, wow. More critical hits. Man, okay. So Maylil very easily and seemingly without trying just passes her sword right through the shoulder, right above the shoulder, through the neck, chops its head clean off.
Is the blessing over, by the way?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I would probably say it would fade out about now. And I was going to mention to Maylil, not that it matters now, but you did get both of those key points back. But that zombie's already dead. You can, however, split your move in between, like you can move, attack, and move again. So if you would like, you can step here and still do a flurry of blows on that zombie. If you want to.
So as using the green,
Yes.
okay, yeah, let's do that then. So that's one, right? Or two?
Two. There's one hit, and then roll it again. 2 hits. 6 and 8 are 14 damage. However, that was not a critical hit, so yes, that one dies as well. So Maylil chops the head off of the one, does a cartwheel forward, and then unleashes a flurry of punches and kicks to the remaining one, splattering bits and pieces of it everywhere. It does not get back up. All right, you guys see.
This one.
Oh, the one that was running away. I'm sorry. Go ahead and chase it down, Rowan. I forgot about him.
Can I freely chase it down?
Yeah, you guys could just freely. I mean, it's turned, so as long as Holrig's nearby, it's just gonna cower in a corner while you guys pummel it to death.
Well then. Since it receives the first hit, right?
Yep. And radiant damage keeps that undead fortitude from kicking in as well. So you got 13, 14. Yeah. One more roll from somebody will finish it off.
Then I use my javelin to impale it.
Again.
All right, there you go. So yeah, everybody chases him down except Holrig, who casually uses Sacred Flame. Yeah, that zombie is also dead. Sorry, I forgot about him. So before we resolve the rest of the issue here, what happens, you guys notice through the trees, I'm going to ping you, way over here. Oof. A group of orcs, in addition to, give me just a moment to find her, our sneaky person. You guys see through the trees that these orcs are undoing the lines from the boat, climbing on board, and the boat begins to move on down the river. All right. You guys will not be able to do anything in time. They have gotten away. So you are here. What else do you guys want to do with this scene? There are no threats right now, so you can move freely.
Um, I'm gonna shout to Rancid and Almos to calm down and stay with us. We are no threat to them.
Roll persuasion. Excuse me. Okay. You can see they're both kind of hiding in the bushes over there. Almost actually, he stopped at the old lady, fell to his knees, and is sobbing uncontrollably. Rancid comes back out. He's he's got his arms crossed over his chest. He looks terrified. His eyes are wide. He's giving the orcs a wide berth, but then he sees that his house is still on fire. And just instinct kicks in. He says, "Fire, fire!" and starts running towards the stream back here.
Well, yeah. I don't know if I have a bucket around here, but I try and help him to extinguish the fire.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's in a panic. He looks around, runs up to here, goes in the house for just a moment, and then pops back out with a bucket, running
Well,
to the stream with it.
did the orcs have any helms on them?
Any what?
Helmets.
Helmets. Let me check. This one wore a bone helmet. Looks like the skull of something bigger than he was. The rest do not appear. She has a headdress, but no helmets.
I think he meant helmets.
Yeah. Something
Like
I
money.
could use. No, helmets, helm. Yeah, on
Oh.
the ads. Yeah, something I could use as a bucket.
Oh, I get it. No, doesn't look like any of those would work as a bucket, unfortunately. I see what
Well,
you're going for now.
then I check this house. Maybe there's another bucket where the other bucket came from.
Yes, there is another wooden bucket in there. Holrig, by the way, while you were checking those orcs, you see a symbol on each of them, a tattoo or a painting on their armor of a black circle surrounded by a purple circle.
Oh no. No. That's evil.
You can roll religion to see what you know about that.
Yeah.
Yes, that is the symbol of Shar. Let's see. The fire does slowly get smaller, and the smoke starts to subside
Yeah. And
as
I
Rowan
know
buckets.
she is the most evil enemy of the thunder, so I know her well.
Yeah,
Very well.
Maylil also knows quite a lot about Shar. She is the mistress of darkness. She is a very evil deity, mostly concerned with the Underdark or underground things. She knows anything that happens in darkness, while there is no light, that's her realm. So, whatever reason she had for being here with this portal, as Maylil pointed out, can't be good news. And Rowan, with the last splash, you finally put the fire out. Smoke still rises from the embers. And give me just a moment. I've got another picture for you. I think I do. I guess I don't. I've lost it. I had this one, and then I had another one of it not being on fire and being a smoking ruin. But I can't seem to locate that now.
So I'll go to the edge of the forest to check that purple orc.
Oh, the smaller female one? Is that the one you mean?
Yeah.
She
The
got
one
away
that
on the
was
boat.
Oh, okay.
I'm stepping forward to Ransom and ask him again. Can you tell me what happened here? What these guys wanted? What this strange ritual was?
So Ransom looks like putting the fire out. He wipes a hand over his brow. He's been sweating, leaving black ashy streaks, just like his picture shows, kind of, to some extent. And that's the look he has, just looking over all the carnage. He lets out a sigh, and looks just completely deflated, and he says, "I don't know what's going on here. Just a farmhand. We were out before dawn, like always, tending the fields, and we heard a horn. We saw the orcs coming, and his eyes well up, his chin starts to quiver, and he can't go on. He says they fell upon us, hacking, hewing."
And burning, just like they did to my poor village and the monastery too, and my hermitage, those filthy bastards. We have to punish those sinners, those blasphemers. And by the way, Rowan, I saw a symbol of Shah tattooed on one of them. Do you know something about Shah?
Or Rowan asks, what is Shah? You seem to know something about Shah, since you
Yeah.
recognize the symbol.
Yeah, she's the mistress of darkness and night. She's the evil twin of Selune, the goddess of the moon, by the way, and she's evil, to put it simply. And while Lathander is the god of light, she's the goddess of darkness. So you may understand we are not in good terms. And it seems they
Ro-
like
Ro-
burning down things.
Rowan just laughs, looking around and says, looks like we are in good terms.
Well, now we are, since they're dead. But one of them, the stealthy one, managed to run away from us, and who knows what kind of evil mischief is she planning? Who knows?
Holrig, you can note that the way that they were headed on the boat is upstream back towards the vast swamp.
Oh,
I'll point that out again
so,
when we get out to the main map.
yeah, so what shall we do? I do not care about the gold, but I I would rather
But I
chase
do.
after them.
I agree. We should stop this from happening again.
Okay. So, can I search for some loot? Maybe.
Yes, of course.
Um,
So Ranson wipes his hands on his pants, steps forward towards where all the bodies are hacked up, and says, he's kind of muttering to himself that got to make things right. Got to do what's right by my family. And you see, he's going to get a shovel to bury them. And you guys, of course, can pick through the orc corpses. There were 4 corpses. So let me roll.
bad rolls until now.
Among all added up together on all 4 of them, you've come up with 30 silver pieces. which is 10 silver pieces each, which is, 1 gold piece each.
It seems all the armors are not good for the taking. Okay. So, my good Ransons. Uh,
The 316 EXP means we level up, right?
That's correct.
We
Level
had
3.
over 600 before.
Yes. I was just going to look that up, and I used to have a sound effect of level up in Skyrim that I would play, but Roll20 has changed their agreement with some of their sound providers, and I don't have access to that now, but I'm going to get it set up again. So just pretend like I've played that sound. So yes, level 3. Next time you guys will be level 3.
okay.
And speaking of, that is going to be it for today's session. Sounds like you guys are interested in chasing down the perpetrators of this foul occasion.
Well, yeah. You know. So, let me do the math.
So Ranson spends the rest of his day digging a mass grave for his family. He eventually gets Almas to come down and help, and they end up burying his mother as well. Here she is, Yolantha is her name.
Yeah. I join them and, do some chanting and rituals while they bury their beloved ones.
Good. Holrig, you know going forward, you've got a feeling. Go ahead and roll your religion check. Let's see what the dice say first. Yes, you know that with your blessing over this scene of death and horror, that at least the dead will lay restfully now. There's no chance of them rising again. Lathander is here and will keep them.
Okay.
You've changed an unhallowed situation into a hallowed one, if you will. So, you guys have leveled up. I can't promise that this is where we'll pick up next time we play, but that is it for this session. I'm hoping to actually pick up because I do have a story that I kind of want to start to explore a little bit.
Yeah. And by the way, I like the Shah thing. Did you plan it before knowing my thing for Lathander or not?
No, I've been planning this one for a little bit,
Ooh.
and this is kind of a new, like, as a DM, I've had a few different villain groups that I've played with, but I've never done anything with Shar, so this is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, thanks for playing. Tims, I hope you had fun.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
Cool.
thank you.
And
Thanks for DMing.
of course, I had a good time. I don't know if you guys saw, but I'm trying to learn how to do some video editing. And basically, I'll go through and I'm cutting out all the ums and ahs and like rules discussions and just making it a fast-paced D&D adventure. So watch
Yeah,
this week. I'll be doing the same.
Yeah, this one was more about fighting. Last time we had some more space for role playing.
Yeah, and I definitely want to focus more on that too when we get Ravel back. And I'm
Yeah,
getting to know Holrig better now, so that's a lot of fun. And Rowan as well. So once we start getting backstory developed, I'll start including it
yeah,
more.
yeah.
Cool, guys. All right. Well, just as a last note, since I mentioned it, you guys were here. Party is here. And that boat was basically down here. You headed downstream to deal with this situation, and then the boat headed back up the dark flow, so that you guys know what happened there.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for playing, guys. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks as well.
Bye.
Of course.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you.
See you next week.